the nation, all the world must come together, face the problems that we see, then maybe somehow we can work it out.
Hey, this is Annika with Sweet Entertainment, and I'm here today with Danny P. He's going to give us an interview tonight, answer some questions for us. Are you ready to do this, Danny?
I'm ready.
Right on, okay. So when was the first time that you got the opportunity to sit down in front of some turntables?
Turntables or turntable?
I'll let you pick.
Well, my mother had this big turntable back in the day, and I thought it'd be cool to put my Gremlin records on there. You remember the little Gremlin records that came out? And chicka chicka chicka. That was probably about 1984, and I got in trouble for that. But no, as far as turntables, like actually getting to touch turntables and seeing them in front of me was probably when I went over to Spooky's house with Howard Adams. He had a set in his kitchen. And this was about 1986. This was right after breaking it kind of came along, you know, I was b-boying and everything, and then he got a set of turntables, and I just happened to go down on my bike, and he's like, "Nah, man, I ain't breaking no more. I'm a DJ," and I'm like, "Whatever." So we go in, and you know, that's the first time I ever got to really touch a set of tables. I knew about Juan, you know, everybody knew about Juan, but I was too intimidated to go down to Juan's house.
Right.
I was kind of like, you know, everybody knew him as the man back in the day that was really doing it in this area. So that's where I got my knowledge of it. As far as besides seeing movies like Beat Street and stuff like that, when you saw Jazzy J doing it in the movies, or Jam Master Jay from Run DMC, rest in peace. But yeah, the first time I ever really got to touch turntables with a mixer was at Howard Adams, which is Spooky.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you decide at that point that is what you wanted to do, or
No.
was it later?
No. It wasn't until I moved back here from Iowa that I decided I really wanted to DJ for a living, or just do it, because I'd never really felt that energy in a club. What happened was I had moved to Iowa. My father's job had transferred with the railroad, and we moved up to Burlington, Iowa, which was a small town. And there happened to be a dude up there that went by Deaf Master Les was his name, and he was a tall white dude. Mm-hmm. And I'd ask around in school. I'd even ask some brothers. I'm like, "Yo, is anybody DJ here?" You know, and they're like, "Yo, it's this white cat, you know, Les Bernard." And I'd met him, and he actually showed me how to mix. He like showed me what the knobs did and everything. And so I just kind of took it from there. I asked for my parents. I asked my parents for a mixer for my birthday, and then I had an old turntable I'd gotten from a friend here, and then another turntable I'd gotten. I forgot. It was like toasters is what we called them back in the day. It's what Juan and them called them. But in Iowa was when I first started really playing with it, which was not even months before I was moving back to Springfield, because my dad's job transferred back. So I was getting ready to I was going to actually get to move home.
Right.
And we lived there exactly 2 years. So I'm not trying to rattle on here.
No, you're fine.
So
we want to know.
When I moved back, that's when I met Dion and. Point at you. They know you're behind there, Dion.
They all do, because everybody points and says Dion.
But you know, I was finishing up my senior year in high school, so I just gotten turntables, and I went to Jamaica's one night. They were like, "Yo, we're going out to Jamaica's." As a matter of fact, I remember who said it. It was Lori Nash and some people that were like, "Hey, we're going to Jamaica's and all this." And it's funny, I remember people. And so we went that night, and when I walked in the room, the lights were going, the music was playing, and it was Juan, and I was like, the energy in the room was like, this is what I'm going to do.
Right on.
And that's when I really realized, because we just moved back, I'd set up my turntable, I was like, I'm going to do this. Because I started seeing everybody on the floor dancing, their faces, they were smiling, the lights were going, and I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do.
That was the moment.
Yep.
You knew.
And then I started messing around in the garage in my room. Dion and them were coming over, and Corey Canada and all them guys, and you know, but that was back before I think a lot of us even knew about beats and making beats. I'd put on an instrumental that somebody else had produced, like an Ice Cube instrumental, and everybody would freestyle over it.
Nice.
You know,
those were the days.
Those were the old school days. But yeah, that's what really sparked me to when I really realized this is hype and this is what I want to do. Was when I walked into Jamaica's and Juan was up there DJing, and the whole place was just. And I remember what record was playing.
What record was playing?
He had an instrumental of The Power going by Snap. If you know that beat, that beat's rocking.
That
And he
is
had
rocking.
something going over it, and he was cutting. I was like, that's it.
Right on. So would you say that those guys were probably your like local influence, like
Yeah.
Juan and Spooky and all of those
Yeah,
guys?
honestly, my local influence was Juan, because Juan's mixtapes, he was doing like the Phil Collins in the Air Tonight over
Yeah.
a hip hop beat, and I was
He's
just
very
like,
talented.
dude, he took that and put that. That's where I got my style from. I can admit that. I took it a step further
Right.
and ran with it and polished that style to where I got,
Made it your own.
I started thinking more and more ahead of that style of mixing, and I started figuring out stuff like Pat Benatar with the Far Side, and then I started making those mixes make sense.
Right.
We're finding two things that made that had nothing to do with each other, but they talked about the same thing, and then making them work together just using records and turntable. So, but yeah, my influence was straight from Juan as far as my style of mixing, for sure.
So what would you say was your biggest accomplishment so far?
Well, for me personally, being inducted into the Rocksteady crew, which is as far as hip hop goes, that's the peak. You've got Crazy Legs, Mr. Freeze, Mr. Wiggles, all the originators of b-boying and breaking, and they came up listening to Cool Herc and guys like Grand Wizard Theodore, who's the creator of the scratch, first guy to really scratch and put that on the map, Grandmaster Flash. So for me to be put in with those people was like as high as it went. As far as money and fame and all that aside, for me, my biggest accomplishment was being put into Rocksteady crew and being able to say that I'm from here.
Okay.
And doing so.
Right on.
Yeah.
So what do you see in your future? What's up and coming for Danny P?
Right now, I pretty much, well, let me think how I'm going to say that. For me, it's continuing to do what I do, traveling. I'm probably going to be doing something with DJ Premier again really soon. We talked about he's doing a kids show, and it looks like that might be happening. It's not set in stone,
Right.
but he wants me to be a part of that.
Nice.
My new DVD just came out. It's called Beats in Toyland. It's kid friendly. Parents can
Nice.
play for the kids, and that
That's always a
DVD.
plus.
That DVD is probably the newest. That is the newest project that I've done recently and put out. And so just to keep doing what I do, DJing, and then I'm actually trying to get more into producing.
So what would you like to see happen on the music scene for Springfield or this local area?
What would I like to see?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see, honestly, like people have a little bit more of an open mind to things that could happen here and not what already happened out on the coast.
Right.
And everybody's, and it's like that really everywhere, especially in places like where we're from, the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
The East Coast, West Coast, California, they bring us what they make hot, and then we accept that.
Right.
Well, why can't something local be accepted?
I'm kind of like
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, why can't it start here
Right.
and they accept
Right.
what we bring to the table?
Exactly.
Exactly.
So, and I'm not trying to pull my own chain here or anything, but I mean, I'm a prime example. I'm from Springfield, Missouri, and I've won a national television show on BET.
So what was that like?
Well, that was very stressful.
I can only imagine that it was.
It was great. I mean, to be able to go on national television and represent what you do,
Mm-hmm.
my attitude was if it's meant for me to win $250,000, then so be it.
Right.
But what I wanted at the end of the day was to go on TV and say, yo, this is where I'm from, and this is how bad of a DJ I am, and this is how I get down.
Right
So
on.
that was, for me, that was the number one thing I wanted, and I ended up winning.
Nice.
So yeah, it was.
We are
it was,
glad representing the Midwest, making it look good out here.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something about that. They put that I was from St. Louis, Missouri, on their website, and long story short, I was kind of like, yo, I'm not from St. Louis, I'm from Springfield, but they went back and told me that they wouldn't put that on there because they
wow.
only would they wanted me to know, people, they
They
know
only
St.
know
Louis and they know
St.
Kansas City, so what's the closest thing to Springfield? St. Louis. I was still a little bit irritated about that.
Okay.
But
Well, now y'all heard it here. He's from Springfield, Missouri.
that's right. North side.
Yeah.
North side.
So where
that.
can your fans purchase your latest CD and DVD?
You can go on my website, djpmix.com, and purchase any downloads. If you don't want to buy the actual CDs, a lot of the CDs are out of print, but the downloads are on there. Locally, you can get stuff down and stick it in your ear, or CD Warehouse.
Okay. So I know you're going to be performing from time to time at Club Vegas. Is that somewhere your fans can find you on a regular basis, or?
No,
Just
I haven't
once
played.
in a while?
I haven't did a show in Springfield in probably about a year. Last show I did was with Egyptian Lover.
Nice.
If you know who Egyptian Lover is, I grew up on his music. So yeah, he came in, and that's kind of a crazy story how I even got hooked up with him. But he came out. I brought him out and Jamie Jupiter, and they did the old electro sound. Brought the 808 drum machine, and that was the last show I'd done. So I don't. I haven't played since then, and it's been about a year. So this Saturday, I'm just gonna do a 2-hour set from 10 to midnight.
All right. Well, we'll try to keep you posted of how you can get in touch with Danny or to check him out and see what he's doing, what's up and coming for him.
Yeah.
I appreciate you giving us some of
bet.
your time, Danny.
Yes.
It's been real, and
Oh, yeah.
it's been sweet. And here's something sweet for you for giving.
Oh, I
us
thank
some
you
of
so
your
very
time.
much. What's in here? Is there some sugar-free stuff in here? Because you know I'm a diabetic. You trying to kill me on the set?
Sorry.
It's all right. Right here. You want me to just hold that up? This is the DVD. This is the CD. See, me and Michael go way back. Don't be hating.
See, had I known, I would have got something.
Don't be hating. And you know what? If you look real close, you know his monkey. You didn't really look very close to the monkey. If you get the DVD, you see the monkey and I also have a little bit something in common with Michael. Don't be hating.
We was checking
Don't
that out
hate on
earlier.
don't hate on the CD.
We did check that out earlier.
Don't hate on the monkey.
Thank you guys.